Hello everyone and welcome to the video. Today we will be playing Terraria. Just want to take a break from playing Minecraft, just don't want to jump right in right away, but I will be playing that again soon. So we're just going to be playing on this world I've just created called Home World, and this is a small world on classic mode. And what we're going to try to accomplish in this video today is we're going to build ourselves a little apartment with 26 rooms for all of the NPCs. Now, I will say that the number I got, 26, is from a cursory Google search, so we will probably have to expand this at some point, but 26 is going to be our starter point. And once we've got those 26 rooms set up, then we can kind of just go about our business and let the NPCs move in as they see fit. And I think this will be just a more streamlined approach than just building a new room every time we have like a new qualification for an NPC to move to our town. So yeah, that's how we're gonna do this. We're just gonna build our apartment today, and next time we're going to worry about playing the game. Yeah. So here I'm just gonna start by building some wall, sort of on the bottom we're going to have like a storage / crafting room for us, and then the NPCs are going to be on the higher levels, just because it's easier for me to defend them that way, because it's harder for the zombies to get into the apartments. So that's how we're going to do it. We're going to have our sort of crafting and storage area down at the bottom, and then the NPCs up top. This is also an efficient layout because it means that I can kind of just run in and do all of my stuff without having to run past all of them, and they can just have their own little space without me running into it all the time. Yeah. I think we're gonna actually go up another couple of rows. I think I've built these ones too close together. I think I'm going to end up rebuilding. Yeah, so here's that built, and now I'm just setting up the rooms. I'm just going with the really simple measurement of having them be as high as I can build, which is about 6 right now. And yeah, we're just gonna get the sort of skeleton laid out, and then we're gonna worry about furniture and walls later. So yeah, we've got 2 down, and we just need to do that 24 more times. Oh, there are so many slimes here. So many slimes. And there's this cave. And there's this cave over here. Alright, we are now up to 8. Yeah, 8. And we're just putting in these platforms right here. We're making good progress. It has been about... yeah. So here it's night again, and we are putting in some torches, because it's starting to get to the point where I'm having some trouble seeing. Oh yeah, these demon eyes are so annoying. So annoying. It's gonna be so great when I have the weapons and I can just, like, kill them. It's gonna be great. Stupid demon eyes. But I got a fallen star! Yeah, we've been collecting a lot of those by just sort of being on the roof. Alright, and now we are building the last 2. We do kind of have this miscellaneous middle section, which I'm going to use as my own space, and actually we're going to want to knock down this middle wall and kind of just make it a room that is accessible via this sort of middle chute. So that's going to be the play right there, is just to sort of block this off. Actually, no, we don't want it to be only accessible via the chute. We are gonna put doors in here. We want our rooms to be as accessible as possible. There's no reason for us to make it inaccessible just for no reason. So this is the last of the villager rooms right here. And now we need to worry about... Now we're gonna just fill in these platforms so that the demon eyes can't just fly in. They kind of still can fly in, but I don't know if I'm ready to commit to this being the top of the building. Alright, and we're gonna do a little exploring over here. Gonna kill these slimes. What we're gonna do over here is we're going to get some boreal wood, because I think I'd rather do like boreal furniture rather than just the regular furniture. I think that'll add that nice little flair that'll make this less of a generic apartment building with exactly the same rooms. Which is what it is. But let's add that little layer, shall we? Alright, and here are those boreal tables. Doesn't that look so much nicer than if I just put in regular tables? I think this was a great choice, even if it took me a little bit out of my way. But, like, that's the spice of life, is just doing things because they're nicer. So the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go get some more boreal wood for some boreal chairs. Because I like my chairs to match. So now we're back in the snowy biome, and we're getting some more boreal wood. Yeah. So we got tables and chairs, we've got the skeleton. Next we're just going to want to do the walls. And once the walls are done, then everything will be ready for everyone to move in. And we can start working on personal progress in the game. Yeah. Because I know, like, as we progress, like, if we can just sort of, like, lock in, we're gonna make more progress. I know that I don't really do well if I'm trying to do, like, 50 things at once, so if I can be efficient about things, more things will get done. And we might actually start fighting bosses before episode 7. So we're just gonna build our village right now. And what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna build a little sort of under tunnel. And I think what we are going to do is eventually we're going to reinforce this against the corruption. But for right now, it's just gonna be our sort of like tunnel down to the magma zone. And it's just gonna be a tunnel, and there's gonna be 2 tunnels, and the tunnels are gonna sort of mirror each other. I am a big fan of symmetry. Yeah, so here's us finishing that tunnel. Yeah. So, yeah. And now that we have a bunch of dirt, we can build dirt walls. It's not going to be very pretty, but it's going to work. And then, once we have some more space and some more time, what I think I'm eventually going to do is each of these NPCs have individual preferences about where they like to live and who they like to live with. So I think once we get to a certain point, I'm going to build little mini, like, sub-villages in their preferred biomes with their friends. And that's how we're going to remodel this. This is not going to be the permanent setup. This is going to be the semi-permanent setup. This is probably going to be here for a while, but I will be eventually tearing this down and giving everyone their preferred lodging. And now it's time to fill in this wall, which will take a while, which is fine. Wait, quality over quantity. Alright, we're now out of dirt, so we're going to start building our tunnel to the lava zone. And this is going to take a while, so... Oh, we've run into a cave. Fun. Alrighty then. Let's see what's over here. There's a chest with some stuff. Fun. Let's take the stuff. Take the stuff, yes. Ooh, take the stuff, yes. Ooh, what's over here? Someone has a little house. Wonder whose house this is. It doesn't matter. I will take their stuff. They have a loom. I always love looms in Terraria because I like to dress up. Oh, we found some mushrooms. And a jellyfish, and I've been slain by a piranha. Yeah, piranha. Yeah, I could really mostly see the jellyfish, but there was also a piranha there. Alright, and now it's time to build our second tunnel. Eventually we are going to want to sort of join those 2 tunnels back together, and then sort of diverge them again, so that we aren't going super far down all the time. We don't want the tunnel to be so long that it goes straight down. We want it to kind of go a little bit down, and then stop, and then go a little bit more down. And in between those tunnels, what we're going to do is we're going to build some farms. And we're going to plant things in the farms. And now that we have more dirt, we're now finishing up this wall situation. Yeah. It looks like our guide has already moved in, so that's great. I don't know why he moved in at the very top. I'm sure there were probably because that one was the first one completed, and so he kind of just took it as it came. Yeah, so he's at the very top, and now we are done with the walls. Now, one more thing we're going to do is we're going to replace the grassy bit at the bottom with stone, and then, yeah, alright. Yeah, so we've replaced a little bit, and we actually died in the middle of that, so we're just going to remove the gravestone. Because if we build too many gravestones, if we acquire many gravestones in an area, it will turn into a graveyard. Alright, and here we are. Our apartment is done. Yeah, so, yeah. Next episode, what we're going to do is we're going to go down into the caves and start getting ores for our gear, and while we do that, we're probably going to meet the criteria for some NPCs to move in. So, when that happens, they'll have a room waiting for them. So, yeah, now we don't have to worry about this. And we can just chill and focus on the vibe. I'll see you next time.